What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Pretty Boy West, man. We're back with another reaction video today. Hey, man, today we'll be reacting to celebrities who unexpectedly turn their lives around. If you're new to the channel, man, make sure you drop a like, comment, subscribe. The only character I can think of right now, he's with the from Home Alone. I seen him trended on TikTok at one point and Twitter. He turned his life around. I can't think. Else. Britney Spears. Britney Spears. She was down bad, bro. But yeah, man. Without further ado, we're about to hop right into this reaction and see what they're talking about. Let's start.
Out of every celebrity we'll cover in this video, there are a few who have fixed their life like Robert Downey Jr. Between 1996 and 2001, he was arrested on 6 separate occasions for some crazy different reasons. By this point, he'd already been a famous actor for roughly 10 years, although this didn't stop a judge from giving him 3 years in prison. Upon release, he managed to land a single TV show role, which he was then fired from after police arrested him again, this time for walking around LA under the influence without any shoes on. Given this also resulted
Whoa, he went to jail for that?
in Robert Downey Jr.'s divorce, it's no surprise he'd state it was my lowest point in terms of addictions. At that stage, I didn't care whether or not I ever acted again, although thankfully this didn't happen. He'd appear on Oprah stating,
and I said, you know what, I don't think I can continue doing this. And I reached out for help and I ran with it. It's not that difficult to overcome these seemingly ghastly problems. What's hard is to decide.
Although with his reputation in the dumps, the only role he could land was in an Elton John music video, and when he did return to the big screen a full 2 years later, producers withheld 40% of Robert Downey Jr.'s income.
Dang, 40%. Dang.
To ensure he wouldn't relapse midway through filming. Only 7 years after being released from prison, Robert Downey Jr. was cast as Tony Stark in Iron Man, which grossed almost $600 million at the box office and paved his way for another 7 Marvel movies, although Samuel L. Jackson's turnaround
I can't even lie, bro. My favorite Iron Man was probably Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2 goes crazy. But my favorite suit gots to be the chrome one. No, probably the Patriot one. Patriot Iron Man. I don't know for sure. Leave in the comment section below. What's your favorite Iron Man? The ones off Endgame was nice too. His suit. I can't think with all the
even cooler. He met his alcoholic father only 2 times in his life, and having grown up in a broken home, it's no surprise that Samuel L. Jackson became an alcoholic himself. In his early 20s, he was booted from 2 plays on Broadway for his substance abuse problems, and by his early 40s, he was still an unknown actor with no money and a heroin problem. Samuel L. Jackson finally attended rehab at the age of 43, and amazingly, only 1 week after doing so, he'd star in a movie called Jungle Fever, which just so happened to be his major breakout role.
Once I got clean, everything kind of changed. The correlation between my career changing and me getting straight is very clear.
In just a couple of years after getting clean, Samuel L. Jackson starred in Jurassic Park, Star Wars, and Pulp Fiction, which then turned into another 6 Tarantino movies and his role in every single Avengers film. Despite finding no success until the age of 43, Samuel L. Jackson has grossed more than any other actor in human history, with Robert Downey Jr. being right behind him in rank number 2. This is good evidence that success is proportionate to struggle, which is a point often talked about by Oprah Winfrey. She was born to a single teenage mum who was living off welfare on a farm in Mississippi, and as a result, she was primarily raised by her grandmother.
Bro, my granny, bro, used to love watching Oprah, bro. I used to get tired of watching Oprah so much.
Mother, who dressed Oprah in stitched together potato sacks and whipped her for reasons as petty as playing with the family's drinking water.
Yo, get whipped, then they'd be annoyed that you were still sulking about it.
Whoa, pause, bro. You ain't gotta show a actual whip is crazy. You could have put it like a leather belt, you know, something like that. But showing a whole lot, That's wild.
You better
to me.
wipe that frown off your face.
It's therefore no surprise that Oprah had run away from home at the age of 13, although this would lead to her first job as a part-time news reporter, which she was then fired from shortly
it was so
thereafter.
much easier, though,
I only came to co-host a
getting,
talk
like,
show because I had failed at news.
With nowhere else to go,
theater
Oprah
gig
joined one of
or trying to
Chicago's
be a
lowest-rated
news, like,
TV
getting in the
shows,
news
which
and
then became the
everything.
city's highest-rated talk show
It's
less
so
than
hard to
2
get
months
into,
later,
like,
thanks to her
news
presence. Her
and
contribution was so
getting on
important,
TV
the
now.
show was not only named after her, but would also become the most popular talk show in American history only 2 years later. In 2003, at the age of 49, Oprah ranked as one of the world's 500 richest people,
Dang.
also becoming the
She's
first
the-
black billionaire in human history. And while that's a redemption almost impossible to top, Fergie might come close. Despite graduating from high school as a straight A student, Fergie began using crystal meth
know
every
who
day
Fergie
at the
is.
age of 26, causing her to drop down to 90 pounds or 40 kilos, stating, "The drugs thing, it was a hell of a lot of
must
fun
be
until it
in the
wasn't,"
Y2K
given she
era.
experienced psychosis, dementia, and even hallucinations on a daily basis.
I started getting really paranoid. I went one day into this church and I thought that the FBI and the SWAT teams were outside of the church.
Although this episode in the church also happened to be her turning point.
And I said, if I go out there and the FBI and the SWAT team's not out there, then it's the drugs and I'm stopping. So obviously I went outside of the church and there was no SWAT team.
Did you keep your promise?
I kept my promise.
That was it.
That was it.
Fergie kicked her meth addiction in 2002, just months before joining the Black Eyed Peas, where she'd find unbelievable success with Where Is the Love only 1 year later.
Y2K
Fergie
era.
has since had a child, built a net worth of $45 million, and is almost 22 years clean. But while Fergie had to wean herself off only one drug, Drew
looks
Barrymore
familiar,
had to
though.
do so with many. Despite
Barrymore.
coming from an extremely famous Hollywood family and landing
I
one of
know
the
Drew
lead
Barrymore.
roles in E.T. at
She
the
has
age
all
of
the,
7,
bro, she got some fire Walmart supplies, bro.
Drew
I know
Barrymore
her.
was an alcoholic by age
Nice.
11, a drug addict by age 12,
Dang.
put in a mental institution at age 13,
Dang.
and was legally divorced from her parents by her 14th birthday. She was therefore blacklisted from Hollywood at age 15, was cleaning toilets to make ends meet at 16, and by her 27th birthday she'd been married and divorced twice. Addiction had always been a major family problem,
Almost all of her ancestors were alcoholics.
and would even lead to her doing a nude Playboy shoot in 1995, which would actually become a significant turning point. Steven
Yo.
Spielberg just so happened to be her godfather, and would send Drew Barrymore a blanket for her 20th birthday, attaching a letter with the message "Cover yourself up," also including the original Playboy images, which were altered to make her look fully clothed. From here, she made the choice to return to Hollywood, appearing in minor roles until her casting in The Wedding Singer roughly 3 years later. This then turned into 50 First Dates and Charlie's Angels, making her one of the world's most well-known actresses, just like Lindsay Lohan, although
they
for a
gotta talk
slightly
about
different
her.
reason.
She got that freaking Walmart brand or whatever. Drew Barrymore, bro. Come on now.
The Parent Trap gave her worldwide fame at the age of only
Lindsay-
12, and by her 20th birthday she'd acted
Lindsay
in over 30
Lohan.
productions. However, it'd be during one of these movies
She was
called
before
Georgia
my time.
Rule that a letter was
so
leaked
yeah,
implying
not
that
really.
Lindsay's
I know
life
a
was
little bit about
spiraling out
Lindsay.
of control. It read, "Dear Lindsay, you have frequently failed to arrive on time to the set. Today
just
you
like
did not
drinking.
show for work all
She like a
day.
little-
I'm now
little
told you don't
alcohol.
plan to come to work tomorrow because you are not feeling well. We are well aware that your ongoing all-night heavy partying is the real reason
Nah,
for your
she like
so-called
partying.
exhaustion.
She
We
was
refuse
in-
to accept
she was
bogus
partying on
excuses
Jersey
for your
Shore.
behavior. Today, your actions on
levels.
Georgia Rule have been discourteous, irresponsible, and unprofessional. You have acted
Which
like
I
a
know about
spoiled
Smith.
child, and in doing so have alienated many of your co-workers and endangered the quality of this picture. Moreover, your actions have resulted in hundreds of thousands of dollars in damage. We will not tolerate these actions any further." The producer who sent this letter later stated she came to work every day after that. However, Lindsay's personal problems were only getting started. Just months after the letter went public, Lindsay checked herself into rehab for the first time, although this didn't seem to make much difference, as she was then arrested
didn't
for
care.
driving under the influence. Over the following 6 years, Lindsay was arrested a total of 6 different times, while she'd state, "It is clear to me that my life has become completely unmanageable because I'm addicted to alcohol and drugs."
she like
As a
her
result,
alcohol,
she'd lose
bro.
contact with her family and attend court-ordered rehab a total of 6 times, while almost every movie she was cast in during this period was a complete and utter flop. But as the negativity began to stack
still
up, so
getting
did
paid,
Lindsay's
though.
desire to get sober.
Was it over a period of time or all of a sudden that maybe I do have a problem?
Over a period of time.
And in 2014, she chose to document the process in an 8-part series with Oprah.
My main objective is, to maintain my sobriety.
And have you been sober since
Yes,
we
I
last
have.
met? Yeah.
The show was given awful reviews. However, Lindsay Lohan was finally back on the straight and narrow. She'd moved to Dubai that very same year because there's a certain calmness that I find in Dubai. There's no paparazzi, no cameras, that's a big deal for me. Not to mention the strict culture has helped her to stay sober.
You don't see people going to liquor stores and drinking and that kind of thing. You can go out and have fun, but it's a different kind of fun that you have.
Lindsay has since fixed the relationship with her parents, gotten married, had a child, and even returned to the big screen. But while Lindsay's dark period could have likely been avoided,
that's a Hallmark
Liam
movie.
Neeson's was
Leave in the
tragically
comment
thrown
section.
upon him. Having
Bro,
found
that's
success
the-
with
Bro, this actor, I can't, they just said his name, but he plays in fucking Taken. Oh my, bro, that scarred me as a kid. Watching Taken, bro, oh shoot. When he said, I'm coming back for my daughters.
being
Like,
avoided,
whoa,
Liam Neeson's
as
was
a kid, that's-
tragically thrown upon him. Having found success with every type of movie you can think of, Liam Neeson and his family
Liam
had
Neeson.
seemingly the perfect life.
Nice.
However, on the 18th
He
of
got
March
great
2009,
range, man.
all of this
Super good
changed
actor.
unexpectedly. Liam Neeson's wife, Natasha
Robert
Richardson,
Williams has
was taking
great,
a beginner ski class in Canada when she
great
fell and
range
hit
too.
her
Adam
head.
Sandler.
The fall wasn't bad enough for her to ask for medical attention,
Denzel
so she'd
Washington,
simply return to
stupid
her
range.
hotel room and tell Neeson she'd taken a tumble in the snow. Well, it turns out her brain had been bleeding the entire time, and after experiencing a splitting headache, she was rushed to the hospital and pronounced dead shortly thereafter. Neeson's final words to his wife were, "Sweetie, you're not coming back from this. You've banged your head. I don't know if you can hear me, but this is what's gone down," while one of their sons stated, "It was so sudden. When it's unexpected and it's just a complete freak accident, it really sort of messes with your mind whether you believe in fate or
that's
not."
sad.
She was a terrific mother. Neeson never remarried after the incident. However, he and his son played the two main roles in a movie called Made in Italy, the synopsis of which being almost identical to what they'd gone through in real life. Liam Neeson notably states in the movie,
Disappointment is an absolute certainty. Everyone lets everyone down at some point. How you come
telling you,
back from
bro,
that?
he can play any
That's
character.
romance.
with this
He can
redemption
play
only
himself.
being
He's
rivaled
so
by
range.
Macaulay Culkin. After starring in
Macaulay,
Home
yeah.
Alone at the age of only 10,
Yes,
Macaulay
sir.
Culkin became the world's most famous child star. He continued to appear in movies for another 4 years before choosing to retire at the age of 14 so he could live a normal life. Culkin was described by co-star Joe Pesci as being a really sweet kid and even at his age very professional.
He brings an incredibly mature perspective to everything he does, in spite of being very young.
However, as Culkin became an adult, he'd go through many periods of turbulence. For starters, Macaulay Culkin's success ruined the relationship he had with his father.
Everything that he tried to do in his life, I excelled at, before I was 10 years old.
While his earnings of
Yo.
$23.5 million before his 15th birthday
that's a
also
lot of money
caused his
back
parents'
then.
divorce in that very same year.
But as the money pours in, the Culkin family falls apart.
In the process, Macaulay began to experiment.
I wanted to drink 40s and get laid and smoke pot. That's what I wanted to do, and that's what I did.
And in 2004, he was arrested and briefly jailed for possession of weed. The Home Alone star, 24, was given 1-year deferred sentences on each.
Bro, I wonder if he still gets paid for when Christmas time, especially when Christmas time runs around, and you know how Home Alone gets replayed all the time. I wonder if they still get a percentage cut from Home Alone, or is that straight Disney now?
To the
Like all the
charges
actors,
in order to
not the
pay $540 in fees, after which the tabloid press took this photo and accused Macaulay of taking even harder drugs. He'd respond by stating, "No, I was not pounding 6 grand of heroin every month or whatever," although at the same time he would talk about drugs by stating, "I do love them, they're like old friends, but sometimes you outgrow your friends, and it's therefore no surprise that Culkin has since gotten sober. I wouldn't be the person I am today if I hadn't had drugs in my life at some point or another. I had some illuminating experiences, but it's also effing stupid. So besides the occasional muscle relaxer, no, I don't do drugs recreationally."
You're remarkably normal.
Oh, thanks. I know, people are always struck at how normal I am. I'm wow, really? I think my reputation.
True, the
I need to watch
maze
that.
I guess
of being
so.
a famous child.
Yeah.
Macaulay Culkin recently had a baby and is these days usually only in the press for positive reasons.
But Brenda Song, Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, Sweet Life on Deck, bro. She's a star in our own rights, man. She is. Ashley Tisdale too. Bro, Selena Gomez, come on, man. Miley Cyrus. Disney used to put out stars, man. I don't know what they got going on now, but Disney used to have them stars, man. I wonder if he's gonna let his son be an actor. Like, I always wondered that. Like, you get so famous at a young age. I wonder if you want your kid to go through that. I mean, I guess maybe not, because you know, you went through it and then they don't really need to. But, you know, 2 Disney actors, I wonder if they would let their kid go to Disney. I don't know, man. But leave in the comment section below what your thoughts and opinions on it. But it's been your boy, Pretty Boy Wes. I'm out, man. Y'all have a great day. It's been your boy. Peace.